For thousands of years, the waters of the Nile kept flowing, and the sun burned endlessly over the golden sands of Egypt. As always, the people bowed their heads to a man, or perhaps to a god. But one day, the gods fell silent. The voice of the pharaoh echoed, and this time, no one answered. This is the story of how the great pharaohs of Egypt met their end. Once, Egypt was the center of the world. Temples were covered in gold, and the pyramids seemed to reach the sky. The pharaoh believed himself to be the son of the sun god Ra, the very breath of Ra upon the earth. His words were law. His will was destiny. But behind the wealth and glory, a quiet decay had begun. The people suffered under crushing taxes. The fields dried up, and each year the Nile carried a little less water. The priests still whispered, "The gods protect us." Yet at night, when the people looked to the sky, even the stars were silent. When the new pharaoh, Amenhotep, took the throne, he saw himself as greater than all the gods combined. He destroyed the old beliefs, closed the temples, silenced the priests. "There is only one God," he declared, "and that God is me." Completed. Insider plan. Completed do see. But pride is a curse that echoes through the desert. One year, the Nile flooded, and then it never did again. The crops withered, the children starved, the people rose in anger. The priests returned to the palace and whispered, "The gods are silent because you took their place." Years passed, and Egypt's power began to crumble. The soldiers returned from war, but brought no treasures. Foreign kings walked the banks of the Nile. The songs in the temples fell quiet. The son of Ra rose each morning, dimmer than before. The pharaoh built his tomb, believing he could buy immortality. But the words carved into his stone were not a prayer. They were a scream. "I was a god, but the gods abandoned me." Centuries rolled by. The glory of Egypt sank beneath the drifting sands. The pyramids still stand, but they are empty. The temples are silent, the prayers unheard. Even today, that silence remains. Maybe the gods never spoke at all. Maybe humanity, blinded by its hunger for power, simply stopped listening. Because the end of every empire, every kingdom, and every man is always the same. They rise in pride and fall in silence. And so, the end of Egypt's pharaohs was written not in gold, but in silence. When the gods fall silent, the voice of man loses its meaning. Every stone, every pyramid, every tomb whispers a single truth. No power lasts forever. If this story carried you into the echoes of the past, if you felt the silent downfall of those who thought themselves gods, then don't forget to like and subscribe to Hard Times, because behind every civilization, there lies a quiet lesson.